from 6 to 9. You're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Crank it up on the works on, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast. G'day and welcome to episode 480, getting pretty close to the big 500.
Yep.
That'll probably just go by as well. There'll be nothing sort of special planned, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do something for the 1000th, though.
Yeah.
It'll come around sooner than you think.
What's this episode called?
This episode is called Belle Booked in Her Own Wedding?
Yep.
Because, you'll hear, but it's like the first thing in the pod. She's not engaged yet, but she's booked in her own wedding, which is kind of psychopathic in a way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we unpack that. Enjoy. Ben, I was absolutely rocked when I found out about this. Like, I almost, my jaw hit the ground. Producer Belle, good morning.
Good morning.
You're 27, and you informed us that you have booked in your wedding venue?
Yes.
You're not engaged?
Nope.
You have not proposed, and your partner Luke has not proposed to you?
Nope.
Not even just the wedding venue. You booked in a date.
Yes.
When's the date?
The 23rd of November to 2024.
That's not that far away.
But it's a nice date, 231124.
That
23, 24.
is crazy. I didn't realise I was working with Niles Barkley. That is bad.
Organised.
You know, that is like, I don't know if that's organisation or like
That's Ava Max Psycho.
Do you know what I mean? Like I proposed last year, we're getting married like next year, the date's all locked in. But I feel like if my fiance now, Sarah, said, by the way, I booked in a wedding venue, and before I proposed, I'd go, what? I'd go, hey?
Okay.
Like I'd be having serious thoughts about whether that's
Yeah.
something I wanted to do in the future.
Let's not look at it. I guess it's booking, but I've penciled it in. You know, like I've buzzed that date at the venue, which, may I say, is a beautiful place to get married. It is a property that my family owns, and we've had
one
a
of the
handful.
many, yeah. One of the many.
We've had a handful of weddings there, and I was just getting a bit nervous that someone might take that date, and someone will book a wedding.
Well, yeah, because, of course, someone might, propose or get engaged before. So I suppose you want to just jump the gun a little bit.
Doesn't that put tons of awkward pressure now on your partner, Luke, who's like, well, she's already booked in a date for the wedding. I haven't even proposed yet.
He was there when I did it. He was there when I was having the conversation, and he didn't say anything, but he didn't
Probably
say
because
don't
he
do
was
it.
filling in his pants a little bit. I'm trying to work out where I know you from. I'm trying to think. You know what? I thought you were familiar. That's right. You were in that film Wedding Crashers.
Oh my God, don't ever leave me.
Ever.
Good. Because I'd find you.
That's Belle. Don't leave me because I booked the wedding in already.
Look, I've penciled it. I can get rid of it if it doesn't happen.
I mean,
But I have a plan. I'm 27. I want to be my life plan is I get proposed to it into 29, and then I get married at 30.
Have you given him a date and a time to propose?
No, but I have told him how I want it to be done.
Okay.
And then I have my first kid at 32, and then another one at 34, and then so on and so forth. Have booked my funeral. Well, I haven't booked my funeral. I've planned my funeral. I have things ready to go.
Look.
Got my will done. I'm organised.
Yeah.
Because I'd find you.
It's coming on a little too strong for me. I think
Certainly
that's
is.
what it is. And
It's
look,
freaking me out.
maybe, and I don't know. Maybe
I
you're
like
in
to be organised, okay?
Yeah, I think it's weirder than that. If you've been in a relationship, or maybe you didn't even get to that stage, but they were just coming on way too strong.
Yeah.
I don't even think we're going to get to the level of they booked in the wedding venue before we were engaged. But 13-24-10, would love to hear your story. Zoe from Hawthorne Dean. Were they coming on too strong?
A friend of mine, they've been together about 7 years, and it was early in the year, and she said, well, are we getting married? What's happening? And they were down in Gore, and she really liked the High Marsh Island, the beach huts down there.
Yeah.
And she said, I reckon we should book this in. So they booked it in for October, and this was probably March, around about March.
Yeah.
And so they booked it in, he was there. And then she kept waiting and waiting. She's like, come on, what's happening? We've booked it in.
Yeah.
And then they did get engaged probably July. And then, they had their engagement party.
So are
and
they
then
married?
They got married.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they're married. They've got 2 kids. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It sounds like he was definitely forced into that, doesn't it?
It does seem like a bit of a strong arm.
Yeah.
But then again, after 7 years, I think you've got grounds to strong arm someone.
Yeah.
It's like, we would do or die here. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? But I mean, like, because Belle's coming up to a year.
Yep,
It's a different story.
definitely.
But I suppose she's booked it pretty far in advance. So by the time it gets around to that,
Still,
yeah.
Danny in Ross Trevor joins us now. Good morning. Were they coming on a little too strong?
Yes, he was. It was before I got married, so it's quite some time back now, but I went on a date with a guy, and the first date he took me home to his parents' house. And not only was his parents there, it was his grandparents and his cousins. The whole family was there. And it gets worse because he was Portuguese and I was very much Australian, didn't speak any Portuguese at all.
Yeah.
The grandmother renamed me. I got called Eva. And they didn't speak any English at all at the table.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my
So you
God.
were rebranded on the first date. You were given a whole different name and identity entirely.
Was that the only date he ever got? Did you just run for the hills after that?
Yes.
But not before he proposed, before he dropped you back off at home. Well, we may as well make it official, Eva.
Yeah, that is certainly coming on too strong.
My goodness.
Ooh.
Travel stress can take a hike. Yeah, with lots of fully refundable hotels, whatif.com has got you covered. Just remember, booking cancellation windows do apply. So go on, relax, and book your next trip with confidence at whatif.com. What If? It's Aussie for travel.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
Yep, the 610 quiz. 5 questions. They're all relatively easy. You get them all right, you get to choose the next song we play here on Nova. First up, we got Lynn in Blacktown. Good morning, Lynn.
Morning, how are you boys?
Oh, so damn good. I mean, it's the crack of dawn. What are you doing up this early, Lynn?
Heading off to work.
Yeah, what do you do for a crust?
For a craft, I do some little bespoke carpentry.
Oh, okay.
Bespoke carpentry.
So if we wanted a set of drawers, by request for the studio, that's something that you could potentially whip up.
I could possibly whip up something for you guys. That wouldn't be hard.
Okay. I never met someone that does bespoke carpentry before.
I like that. All right, well, let's kick into it. Temperatures are in the 40s in the UK, and Brits are struggling to cope with the high temps. What season is it right now in the UK?
Summer.
Checks out. The cost of living crisis is now hitting potatoes and hot chips, which is pretty sad. The prices are going through the roof. What's your local chicken and chip place called?
It would be the Hub Chicken.
Oh, you know what?
One of the best.
Voted, well, not one of, the best, because we voted the Hub chicken shop like the best in the state. We took out a bunch of listeners on a chicken bus. In hindsight, it was probably a 12-hour journey that wasn't necessary because we had a best in the southeast, north and west, and it was a lot of driving for a day. But
That's a good local to have, Lynn.
Can confirm the best out there. Okay, a shirtless Elon Musk has been spotted on holiday on a luxury yacht.
Looked a
in
bit like
Mykonos.
Liam.
Yeah, well, a little white and tubby around the guts. Nice arms, though. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Think he had nice arms?
No, I'm saying Elon does, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I was sort of making a bit of a joke. Can you spell yacht?
Y-U-G-H-T?
Oh
no.
Oh, sorry, Lynn.
It's close to yogurt, but it's not yacht, unfortunately, Lynn. We're going to have to move on to Kyle in Smithfield.
Good morning.
Can you smell yacht for us?
Certainly can. Y-A-G-H-T.
Oh.
Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, you're kidding me. Look, and annoyingly, our next caller just dropped off the line. So there is free phone lines, 13 24 10. Call up if you'd like to win the draw for Nova's first class and 50k. You know what? Why don't we throw Lynn a lifeline and see if she wants to have another crack at this?
Lynn, go for it. Can you please spell yacht once again?
Nah.
You don't even want to have a guess.
Oh, that doesn't really help us. Well, let's throw Kyle another lifeline. Kyle, do you want to have another crack at spelling yacht?
Certainly. Y-A-U-G-H-T.
No. Kaylee from Mount Barker.
Hello.
Spell yacht.
YACHT.
Yeah, that's it. Russell Crowe has visited the Colosseum with his family in honour of his gladiator days. Which city is the Colosseum in?
Rome.
It is. Wasn't built in a day. 20 years ago today, this Nelly classic was number one. Can you finish the lyrics?
I said it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
I am getting so hot, I want to take my clothes off.
Ooh, we got a Nelly fan in the house who knows how to spell yacht.
All right, Kaylee, you get to choose the next song we play. Would you like to hear my song this morning?
Yeah, we love Franz Ferdinand from Scotland, but yesterday we went with something a little homegrown, Delta Goodrem. Well, to that I say, why don't we play a tune from Down Under once again? Nat Bass and the Rogue Traders.
Kaylee, the choice is yours. Would you like to hear
I'm
Liam's
actually
song?
going to go with Franz Ferdinand, sorry.
Yes.
All right.
You're going to go my song. Thank you very much. This is Franz Ferdinand. Take me out on Nova 919. Abby, in the newsroom, you are at the moment house sitting for your sister, but something has gone horribly wrong.
Yes, so they have a dog called Max. He's a Maremma, so he's a big horse. And I was heading to bed and I thought I'll take him out to, go to the bathroom before we go to bed. And I took him out the front and he took off.
You lost the
That's
dog.
kind of like the one thing. It's pretty much like, don't burn the house down, don't let the pet run away. It's pretty much, you don't have to vacuum or anything. We'll be back in like a few days.
Yeah, so she hadn't told. I used to live with them before I left Adelaide, and the back was never enclosed. It has been since I've obviously been away. I didn't know that. So I put him out the front, and they live on a pretty big property, and couldn't get him back. So it's 9:40 at night. I've got to be up at 3:30, and I'm yelling at the top of my lungs to try and get him back, and couldn't get him back.
Well, if you're in the area, if you're in the hills, we're looking for a Max. He's a good boy.
Looks like a horse.
It looks like a horse-like dog. No, obviously you found him later in the night.
Yeah, so luckily, her mother-in-law lives next to them, and so I had to text the brother-in-law and say, look, we're off to a flying start. I've lost the dog. So he brought him back and put him in the backyard for me, and then Max woke me up, I think it was about midnight, barking, going, I want to come in. So
awesome.
It all ended well.
I love that you were able to go to sleep knowing he was missing.
Hang on. So, that's true. That's a very important detail.
turn up.
I couldn't get to sleep for a while, but then obviously I'm like, I have to go to work in the morning. I can't afford to not have any sleep.
No, you would think it would be sort of like, I'm not sleeping until I find this port. Like if one of your kids snuck out the front, would you go, I'll find him in the morning? I mean, I'll be more fresh for the search.
All right, I reckon this is perfect for some house-sitting horror stories. If you've done it and you've got one to share, 13 24 10 is our number. Give us a buzz. Alyssa joins us now. Good morning. What is your house-sitting horror story?
I was house-sitting for a friend of a friend, and she had 3 cats, and one of the cats vomited on the windowsill, but I can't handle vomit, so while trying to clean up the cat vomit and put it in the toilet, I vomited in the toilet and clogged the toilet with all of the vomit and toilet paper.
Oh, good morning. Well, hopefully you're getting your breakfast down this morning. You're listening to Nova. Jack, house-sitting horror stories. What happened?
So I was house-sitting for a mate in Melbourne, and he had an old Labrador. Long story short, on the first day, I took it for a walk. It dropped dead. I had to run down the street, grab some garbage bags, put it in some garbage bags. It was really heavy, so I jumped on the train over there.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting on the train with this dead dog. There's this guy sitting across from me. He asked if he could hold, he's like, oh, where are you taking the garbage bags? Where are you taking this? And I said, I'm moving house. So these are all my uni books.
Yeah.
And then he said, do you want me to hold it for you? It's pretty heavy. And I go, sure. So he's sitting there holding it. And then at the next stop, he ran off with it. So
he stole it?
He stole it.
He stole the dead dog?
He stole the dead dog. He thought I told him it was my uni books.
Yeah.
So he ran off with my mate's dead dog.
There's so much to digest.
I just don't think we'll have time to unpack. if it was like we need to do a spin-off podcast, and obviously that's like so sad, and that's part of life sometimes. Why were you transporting the dog. Like, why didn't you just sort
Why
of...
why didn't you, like...
Why were you on a train with a dog in a bin bag?
Where
That's
were you
that's the main question I have.
Yeah.
It dropped dead and it was really heavy, so I thought,
I get it. So
You were trying to take it back home.
Oh God, so you were out so far walking that it died then and there,
And it was too heavy
and
to
you
carry.
you needed to try and get it back to a safe. Oh my God!
And then is that why you put it in the garbage bag? So you didn't want to go onto the train with a dead dog, so you put it in the garbage bag?
Exactly,
That
yeah.
is a
So
wild story, Jack.
That is the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone. That is just beyond horrible.
Yeah.
And then for someone to steal it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I had to explain to my friend that, so it died, and then someone stole it.
I mean, are you still friends with that person? I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a trust. There'd be a bit of a trust.
Yeah, we're still friends. We're still friends. He understands.
Crazy, Jack.
It's just unfathomable.
Boggles the mind.
Like it's something that you'd see in a dark sort of movie.
Yeah. Great story, though, and I'm glad you shared it. I'm glad you shared it.
I'm also glad, Jack.
Wow.
Yes, what a funny story.
Producer Belle, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, Belle, we brought you in this morning because you have got a bunch of questions in front of you. These questions have come from you who listen to the radio show. It's been a new trend happening on social media the last couple of weeks where you can ask the people you follow anything you want anonymously.
Yeah, although the app you use, I did notice there's a feature where if you pay $14.99 a month, you can find out who sent it. So it kind of defeats the purpose. But we're cheap, so we just use the free version. But yeah, there was like a lot of anonymous questions coming through.
Now, Liam and I, we haven't seen the questions. Producer Belle, you've gone through them and picked some out.
I'm sure there's some pretty vile ones in there.
Yes, I have also picked the appropriate ones.
Okay.
So there was a few things off limit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I opened like two of them, and literally the two of them were like, "How big's it?" And I was like, "Is that the first thing that comes to your mind?"
Okay, well, I've got 5, the best ones, I think. Question number 1. We're going in deep here. Who earns more out of the two of you?
Oh, it's the same.
It's the same.
Is it the same?
We get paid the same.
We get paid the same, yeah. We signed the same thing. And fun fact, I do like Ben's tax each year. I send him an email and go, "Here's what we earn," and like you can, and then I do the sums, and then we both take it to the same accountant. Like we're literally running on the same.
If you've ever wondered, Liam and I, same accountant, and we get paid the exact same amount.
Okay, that's cute. All right, second question. Does Liam suggest bits about Scotland so he can do his crappy accent?
He definitely does.
It's not true, laddie. If you suggest it again, I'll do you in your spec again.
In fact, if you listen closely to the
show,
if you listen closely to the show, you'll notice Liam at least once a show will force in an impression where we didn't need one.
Absolutely.
And he's always the first one to
day.
bring it up. 100%.
Oh, come on.
All right, next question. If you weren't with each other, who would be your dream co-host?
Maybe like a solo announcer.
You can't have Liam, you can't have anyone. That's how you should phrase it.
Yeah, you just go by.
Who would your dream co-host be?
Well, like you, obviously, but then like
you're so obsessed with me, it's weird.
But like, if you were to, I don't know, you were to give up or something. I don't know, maybe my friend Sam Mack, the Sunrise Weatherman.
You haven't thought about that one before, clearly.
No, he's just, he's a mate. He's perky in the mornings. He's good.
Okay.
I feel like now you're a bit like, well, what's wrong with him? I'll be taking his number out of your phone.
Ben, do you want to lock that answer in? No one?
Yeah, I'll lock that in, yeah.
Really?
If I wasn't doing radio with Liam, I wouldn't be doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Next question.
Can I also say that's also what I feel? I'm not planning a coup. Like if Ben was like, "I'm out," I'd also be I would have to seriously think about maybe I'm also out.
I'm not threatened by Sam Mack. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, this next one.
If you said someone in Australian media, I would probably I would be cussing them out on social media.
This next one kind of ties in. How much longer until you honestly think you guys will split and go your separate ways?
I'll be surprised if I'm here next week.
Oh, Ben, take this seriously, please.
I would say at least another 20 years.
What?
That's way longer than I want to do it.
Well, we're talking, what are we talking? 10 years.
Yep.
Next year that we've literally woken up and done a breakfast radio show together.
Yep.
So yeah, you could let the boat out. I mean, I'm planning on, in my head, I'm planning on being at least 40 still doing this.
Whoa, I would think 30.
Yeah, you're 30 in like 2 years.
There's definitely a discrepancy there.
Honestly, yeah, I know, but I can.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, we've got the same account and stuff. We can. Hey, look, I'll move some of my pay over to your side, whatever. But what do you think? Well, what are your plans after? Because I have no plans.
My plans will be to go live on a farm, unemployed, like no job, and I'll just hopefully be self-sustained and have like a farm that's like permaculture, where it's all like
Are
self-sustained.
you honestly? Because I thought you always joked about that.
No, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll
In
definitely,
2 years?
Oh, whenever the mood strikes.
Yeah. It is worrying, honestly. And that's why I've got Sam Mack on speed dial, just in case. So that's why I've been keeping that relationship close.
Okay, last one. Now, I have put this in kind of for me as well. This one came in a few times. Who's the best producer you've ever had?
Ooh.
Because we've had some stinkers.
When you say that's come in a few times, I'm assuming from you and from producer Andy.
Yeah.
They are anonymous.
Yeah,
It did come from people.
Hey, if I pay $14.99 a month, am I going to see your name putting this one through? Look,
Who's the best producer?
I mean, they're all great. And I mean, Andy looks like he looks like a sad puppy looking to me, and so I mean, so does Belle. But I mean, I suppose purely off like the years of loyalty and hard work. I mean, it's going to be Belle.
No, you don't. I feel like now
But I mean,
no. I'm here.
You've been there for half the ride. 5 years.
I was going to say Nick Gerber.
Gerbs was pretty good, actually. He was, yeah.
6 months.
No, I reckon it was actually 3 months. But he was a real flash in the pan. He was a
He
star.
shone brightly. Liam, we're very different people in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I love football.
Yep.
You love soccer.
Well, the other football, the world game. Yeah.
I'm pretty introverted. I would say you're extremely extroverted and very loud.
Too extroverted, yeah. Well, you got tickets to a festival over the weekend.
Yep.
I took all 3 days and went all 3 days, and you...
I didn't turn up.
You didn't rock up.
Yeah. I'm not a suck-up. You're a massive, massive kiss-ass.
Yeah, well, I mean, I keep things professional, but I see the weight and the benefit in keeping up professional relationships.
You kiss more ass than anyone I've ever met.
I kiss a bit of ass here and there, yeah. Yeah, I have to brush my teeth a lot because of the amount of ass I'm kissing.
We recently had someone leave the Nova family. Now, it was someone very high up at Nova. It was our boss's boss.
Yes.
And I just want to do a quick snap survey with everyone we work with just to see if anybody else messaged him. So we've got sound guy Todd. Did you message?
No.
You didn't message.
Yep.
What about producer Andy? Did you message the person?
No, I didn't.
You didn't. Interesting. What about video man Josh? Did you send a message?
No.
No, you didn't. Interesting. What about Abby in the newsroom? Did you send a message?
Negative.
Negative. I mean, I didn't send a message. Producer Belle, maybe you might have. Did you send a message?
No. Oh my goch, no.
Okay, so everyone didn't send a message. Liam, did you?
I might have to check my emails. I sent Thursday. Oh yeah, one must have left my inbox. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Liam.
Always, Liam.
What? I mean,
You big kiss ass.
you know what? You know that guy down the line. He's not going to offer any of you guys a job, is he? You know what? But he's going to look very favourably on the guy who sent him a lengthy email. Okay? A few paragraphs long. And it wasn't kiss arson. I'm sure he would have gone, this is professional and I like how he's kept this channel open. A smart operator. A lot of people say that about Liam Stapleton.
I might give you some Listerine, mate, because your breath stinks after kissing all that behind.
Liam Pod Men Cast. Wait, I said that wrong. Ben and Liam Podcast.
I think it's time we turn our keys, Ben.
Yep, it is, Liam, and we open up the forbidden folder, our favourite thing to do every single week. It's all the topics our boss has banned us from talking about, but we do it anyway.
It's funny you mention bosses as well, because interesting one this week. If my boss found this out, I'd get fired.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I don't think I necessarily have one for this, and you know, I know this morning we've already talked about how I'm a little bit of a kiss ass, but I think my actions follow suit in the workplace.
Well, look, if you did have one, 13 24 10 is our number. If my boss found this out, I'd get fired. Liam, there is one for you.
What one?
With the Uber?
What with the Uber?
With the Uber. You know how you abuse the Uber account.
Oh, well, yeah, there was a I had a work Uber account at some point.
You still do, don't you?
Well, I still have So basically, you got a car park at work when we started.
Yep.
And I said, I didn't really have a car, so do you think I could get Ubers in the morning?
Yep. Because it's pre-6 a.m.
Yeah, and they're going to get you to work safely. And then I just bussed home or walked home or whatever.
Yep.
And then after almost 2 years, I was end up getting a car, and I was like, hey, do you reckon we could swap that so then I could just have the car park? And they said, yeah, sure, as long as you sign this thing and surrender the Uber account.
Yep.
And I said, sweet. But I still use it.
So Liam, right, when he opens up his Uber account, there's a little switch, and you can have it on personal or you can have it on business. And Liam just leaves his on business, and he gets free Ubers everywhere, and no one's ever pulled him up.
Well, I don't know if it's everywhere. And I'm sure on the weekends, if I'd used it in the past, it would probably be because, I just didn't notice it was on the switch. I don't know.
You always do it in front of me, and then you go, check this out, and then you laugh and laugh.
Do you not have the same account? Did I not give you the login details?
Emily in Manapara joins us now. Good morning, Emily. If my boss found this out, I'd get fired. What is it?
Hey, Ben and Liam. So I work from home nowadays, and I basically just do no work. I just read books and watch TV all day, Grey's Anatomy, things like that.
Oh, and you are employed?
I am, yeah.
So what do you actually do? Is it an important role? What are you doing?
I'm doing administration type work.
So surely they would sort of know. Or how do you sort of get away with doing nothing? You just sort of not monitored that well?
Yeah, it's a pretty cruisy workplace, so we're kind of just not monitored. And I do the tiniest bit of work, but other than that, to get me through, so they know I'm actually doing something.
Yeah,
but other than that,
yeah. So
I just do nothing.
You do that thing where you're on in the Zoom meeting, just in the background, but you've got it on silent. You're just watching your Grey's Anatomy.
Emily, thank you very much.
Jessica in Mount Barker joins us now. If your boss found this out, you'd get fired. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. So this was when I was 20, so 15 years ago. It was my very first adult job. I was working for a computer shop, and we were right across the road from a pub. So one Monday morning, I did the bookkeeping as well as sales. I went in and found that we were short $350.
Yeah, right.
So I called the alarm company because I'm like, surely I haven't miscounted on Friday. And the alarm went off on the Friday night at, I think it was 11:30 p.m.
Is the alarm so that someone's entered the store?
Yeah. So they've disarmed it and then rearmed it 5 minutes later.
Yeah, so obviously that would be someone that works there, surely.
Yeah, definitely. So there was one guy, and he was always up for a good time and a good drink, and I knew that he'd gone to the pub. So I asked him, I said, hey, mate, did you come in and maybe, take some funds from the till?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I meant to pay it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll cover it for you. I'll make it look like you haven't taken any, but you need to pay this back.
Yeah.
It's coming out of your pay.
Yeah.
So he was fired after that, not for stealing related
Oh, so
things.
so this guy stole $350 from the work cash register, and you covered it up.
Yeah, I felt bad for him.
Oh, you're part of the crime. An accessory. It's also a specific amount of money, a suspiciously specific amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you've got a good heart because you covered, but then also you did the wrong thing in the same sentence.
Amanda joins us now in Mile End. If your boss found out, you'd get fired. What happened?
So mine is pretty much a mega mix of just everything that I shouldn't do.
Oh, okay, good.
Mine's pretty similar. I work from home regularly and don't really do anything, but still get, paid. I have that pre-set up Zoom picture of me blinking every now and then. So
hang on. So you've got an actual image that you can just load up onto your computer of you, and it blinks every 20 or 30 seconds.
Or is it a video?
Looks like you're in a meeting.
Did you pre-record a video and you sat there for half an hour just doing nothing, and then you just upload that video every time?
So I pre-recorded a 40-second thing, and I just have it on a loop.
And they're like, geez, the man hasn't changed clothes in 4 years.
Yeah, I just wear my work shirt, so it always looks pretty good. But same thing, I have a company Uber account that I constantly use. I have I work in like social media content, so I have a couple of apps on my phone, company cards, and my Apple account pays for all of my subscriptions.
Wow.
Oh, so what, you're getting free Netflix and stuff as well?
Yeah, I get free Netflix, free like Apple Fitness, Apple TV.
This is elite.
That's amazing.
Oh, my God. I mean, I want to ask where you work because I'm like, that sounds like a cushy job. I wouldn't mind having that job myself, but I suppose if we ask you where you work, you won't be working there anymore.
We won't push it, Amanda. We are grateful for your call. Thank you very much. A couple of text messages on the text line, Liam. Chris said, I also work from home, but I just take my laptop to the pub every day and change the background.
Awesome.
That's pretty funny. Gemma also said, my brother used to work at a fruit and veg shop and he'd sleep out the back with the watermelons. He was the manager.
Kylie joins us now. If your boss found this out, you'd be fired straight away. What do you do?
Hi. Yeah, I didn't work for him at the time. We shared the same building, and I really didn't like him, so I would steal his bananas and the forks and salt and pepper highlighters from his desk, and I used to drive him insane.
So you're stealing from a colleague?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't at the time. He was just the other guy in the other office, and he was always very angry, and he yelled at me once. So
So you were stealing from a stranger because he yelled at you once.
Even then, it's sort of like, I suppose you're not getting fired if you steal a few bananas.
Yeah.
You know,
I reckon that's
more,
okay.
You're just trying to get under his skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, if your boss found this out, you'd get fired.
Hey guys, how you going? So when I started working, I worked at Dick Smith Electronics way back in the day when it was a thing.
What a store.
And we quickly found out that a lot of the toys could be written off after a sale. So what we would do is we would pretend there was a sale, then we would refund it, then we would write it off, so it was basically just free stock. And then we would kind of chuck batteries into it. Again, we would write off batteries. And my favourite was when we did it with an aeroplane, like one of those little flying remote control airplanes, and we actually flew all the way around and we smashed it and crashed it directly into the building.
Yeah.
And we would always have just we'd write off like slime kits, and we'd be serving customers while there's like a freaking active slime kit on the counter. On South Road, we had a remote control car, and we rode it right on the road, and it got run over by a truck.
Yeah. No wonder why Dick Smith went under. Dick Smith Electronics is no more because it had employees like you guys.
That's a good one, Dan. Thank you very much. David in Noarlunga joins us now. David, if your boss found this out, you'd get fired. What were you doing?
Yeah, going back about 5 years ago, I had a boss who was extremely uptight. So he had a birthday coming up. Me and the boys got together and thought we'd bake him a special cake. Yeah, sure enough, he ate the whole thing. He was in a bit of a better mood that day, took the day off afterwards, and
Yeah, and he
never
grew,
clicked under what happened.
he grew dreadlocks and started playing hacky sack after that. And, work was a lot more chilled out for the rest of the time.
Yeah, that's certainly the most wild one we've got, David. Thank you very much.
Drugging your own boss. I think you probably would get a little bit fired for that one.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet.
Twitter, Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well if you're scrolling through your Instagram feed and you've ever wondered what exactly those big influencers earn, well it's been revealed, the top 5 here in Australia. And I just want to highlight a few of them this morning and preface this by also saying they all own fitness apps, the richest
So the top
of the
5 are all just fitness.
just fitness and health, that's it. So up there, I mean, this is expected. Tammy Hembrow, she is up there with her Tammy Fit app and her fitness range Sasky, earning a whopping $38 million.
Gee whiz.
Incredible. But let's highlight a local face, Kayla Itzinas. She is apparently worth, off her fitness app Sweat, $164 million.
That is
Hi everyone, Kayla Itzinas here, and today I am bringing you a full body workout.
So are they getting the money from like people subscribing to the apps? Is that where the money
and
comes from?
sponsorships and ads and all of
It's
that.
not
yep.
bad for a lot of, hey guys, a lot of you have been asking about my skin routine. Have they? Has anyone ever asked about someone's skin routine?
And as someone that I used to follow all of these people, I will admit that, and I've unfollowed
Did
them.
you unfollow them?
I unfollowed them because they made me feel so bad about myself.
Is it because they weren't getting back to all your messages about their skin routine? No, Taylor, I've sent this 30 times. Please, tell me. Give me the detailed skin routine.
Okay, and look, huge congratulations, as we know, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. They got married on the weekend, 20 years in the making. And it is now being said that J-Lo might be taking on Ben Affleck's last name.
No. I don't like that at all.
J-Aff. Jaff.
Well, yeah, so the certificates have been leaked, apparently, and it does say Jennifer Affleck. And on Sunday, she has, like, a newsletter. I didn't know this. There's a J-Lo, like, newsletter that she sends out.
Who is subscribed to that?
I've heard it's got some pretty good bits about her skin routine in there, so I actually subscribe myself.
Well, she signed off as Jennifer Affleck. And
Jenny from the Fleck.
And finally, Russell Crowe has returned to the Coliseum.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Obviously, the 2000 hit Gladiator, he was there fighting, but he actually went back on Monday, took his kids with him, and posted it on socials. I highly recommend going and looking at the photo of old Russell Crowe at the Coliseum, and he wrote the caption, "Taking the kids to see my old office."
You know how sometimes you're actually just like, oh, that's... I mean, I know he was probably thinking about that on the whole flight over there, but that's caption gold.
Oh,
that
yeah.
is bloody good.
Yeah.
And I do love how, like, sweaty he is. And he's wearing a Ralph Lauren polo, and you can see sort of the sweat.
Looks like Dad's on tour, really.
Literally under his chest. And just out of the shot, he's punching a bunger and just watching the Rabbitohs on his phone.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.